have all of your equipment, your 256 gear. For those of you who don't know, you start off with it. You get this cheap little bio suit. As you can see it right through the window here, the doors are gonna open. You're gonna walk in. You're gonna throw on that antiviral suit. It's gonna drop you off, and you rip your viral suit and get contaminated. Now, basic strategy. There's at least 3 or 4 ways to do it. There's a school of thought that as soon as you get down there, don't waste your materials, just go and gather. And while that's true and that works, I find a different way to go. The more time that you spend in there, the more opportunity you have to freeze if you don't have the right gear. You started out with nothing, and you know there's some people who say, hey, you don't get enough resistance from the first few things that you make. I think the other thing is, oh, well, here we go. The other thing is that if you don't make anything, then your cold resistance never goes up. Yes, you find clothes, but best to go. So my strategy starts with getting the first things made and then traveling from spot to spot. Now, I like to go from hideout to hideout and just explore what I got in between. Now, over the time that I've been playing, I've got a couple of little tricks that I do to try to get as much as I can. Because remember, you're out here, but you're sharing the field with everybody. And in survival, it is ruthless. So here we go. I'm gonna skip this opening cutscene. And I like wearing the yellow biohazard suit because this way I know how much clothes I need to have, what I need to cover. So I grab my pill, I look around for my box, and the first thing I want to do is I want to grab my hat. You come over here and I'm going to construct, you get 1 fabric. I'm going to slap that on. And I feel that knowing where you're going is paramount. You have to know where you're going. So first I look at the map and I look at where I am in terms of where I have to be. Now, ultimately I have to end up here in the dark zone. So I kind of want to work my way across. So my first way out, I'm going to come down here and take advantage of these 2 hideouts and get some fabric. So if I don't get anything at all, I'm going to get some fabric. And I'll be able to make the first few things. Now, some of the things that you have to keep in mind is as you go, you have to fight a few of the elements. I always come out here, I take my pill. I'm supposed to be going in that direction. You can see where you're marked off. There's 2 tricks to surviving. Stave your infection, keep from freezing. That's it. If you can manage those 2 things, everything else is cake. Now, I like to take the opportunity and early on kind of explore the area nearest my base because there's always something here or there nearby that you can pick up. Map awareness becomes key. Knowing where you end up here is real important. Almost anybody who knows anybody will tell you that if you play survival, you've got to know where you land. Knowing where you end up when they first place you out here will put you ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, because you'll be able to go right to the spots that have everything else. So here I am at the next base. I'm going to get another pill. I got to get my other pill. I'm going to grab 1 more piece of fabric. All of the outlying areas. Now I'm kind of lagging a little bit. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a poor connection here. But I'm gonna make now... Now, ultimately, I made this scarf, but it doesn't account for much when in the grand scheme of things. Now, I'm gonna look at my map again so that I can more or less dig out where I'm going. I want to make sure that I always keep an orientation that keeps me going toward the dark zone. So, if you end up next to this helicopter area, then you should always try to get here first. But I'm far. By the time I get there, it'll be looted. There'll probably be nothing left for me to get. So I'm just going to keep on going. I think I'm lagging. But we're good. I got a poor connection this time out, but we're going to make do. In the meantime, there's my objective, and I'm just going to run past it all right to it. Now, if you could see, I'm at a -3 degrees out of a -33 degrees. So I'm freezing at a lot slower rate. Now, usually, I would see these guys and I'll just kill them. I never want to start getting into a fight this early because I can't possibly last. Because of the cold. Already I'm starting to freeze, but as luck would have it, my hideout is nearby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of having my hideout nearby. There's a fire barrel right here that I can warm up. And since the hideout is right there, I like to take advantage of the fact that the hideout is right there and explore around the hideout. Now, chances are, if somebody has already been here, you're doing nothing. And the problem with that, with exploring around an area that's already been looted, is that you waste your medicine time. You see this empty box here? This is a clear indication that somebody has been here. And you don't want to spend too much time sticking around this area. Now, a good thing to do is to always do your best to find water. I found this soda in the place that I went. Now, this looks like somebody has already been here. Going in here knowing that somebody has already been here is just a big waste of time. Now, there it is. See, there's the guy. He just came in and probably looted this whole area. So it has left us with nothing, and our best bet is to continue moving on. Because at this point, not moving means that you're putting yourself at risk. You're cutting down the time that you have to get into the dark zone. Now, as you saw before, I had gotten another pill. Now, I could take that pill now, but I'm headed for the for my safety area, my safe house here. And what I'm going to do at the very least, if I can get in, is make a scarf. There's my fabric, here's another pill. And then when I get out of here, you want to always try to take your water and your food after you've left the base. You don't want to be in the hideout and take your food, because that's just a waste of time. You only have a little bit of time left in after you take your medicine, so you want to take as much time with the effect as you can. So I'm back out again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pill, I'm going to drink the water, and quickly take a look at my map so that I don't waste too much time. Now I want to do this lateral movement to the next hideout, And on the way, I'm simply going to explore everything I can. Now, making the scarf has given me one more point of minus one more point off the chill factor. And that's what you want to be able to manage your cold, because this way, if you get into a fight, you have time to run to a base. At this junction, not having enough time will kill you out here. Most people will die simply because they didn't have enough time to run back to either a fire barrel or a shelter. As you may or may not know, having drank the soda, I have better vision. And because I have better vision, I'm able to see where all the goodies are. Sometimes in an area that has already been explored or looted, because they may not have drank soda, they may have missed stuff. I can't tell you how many times I have gone to a spot that has already been blues, purples, simply because whoever was looting wasn't thorough. Which brings me to my next point. A lot of times you don't have time to be thorough, especially if you don't have remedies. If you don't have remedies, you're fighting against the clock to keep your infection at bay, and wasting too much time looking through everything is not advisable. The best bet is to walk by and grab what you can and keep moving. Your whole point is to try to get that first item made. You need that first filter. Once you have that first filter, then everything else is golden. Now I'm ducking in here because I want to make sure that I don't freeze. I wanted to get a nice area, nice look at the area, so I'm coming back. But normally, you never want to end up back at the same hideout, because again, what you're doing is you're wasting time. You're wasting exploring time. But I've been trying this new strategy, and I'm testing how much time I actually have after I've taken my medicine. Now I can see an NPC already, and while I don't want to get a sustained fight, but there's a shelter here, which I just alerted them, and I'm in a bad way. There's already a guy with an axe. I'm going to try to fight inside the shelter. While you're inside the shelter, at the very least, you have, not only do you have cover, but you're warm. You keep warm, and a sustained fight in here is like a regular fight anywhere else. Make sure that you take cover. Don't get into trading shots with someone. Try to eliminate them just as fast as you can. Don't trade shots. Getting healing is not as easy out here as it is. See, I don't want to get into where I'm trading shots. I want to kill him, move fast, and get going. Now, if I would have seen another player, I wouldn't have even bothered to equip that. I would have just quickly grabbed it, snag and run. Now, when you see an ambulance, one of these ambulances around, as a rule of thumb, you want to try to come and take a look at that. A lot of times, they're looted. It's the first thing I go to, but they should always have pills or shots. And the shots last longer than the pills, as some of you may or may not know. Now we're just simply looking around, keeping our eyes open. A lot of times you'll pass by, and because you're not looking, you kind of get this tunnel vision, and because you're not looking, you could miss out on some good stuff because you're simply not looking around. So get that good look. I made it to my next hideout, and I'm gonna jump in there. Now, I've already made everything that I can, but because I got that one blue drop, I'm going to be creating an additional fabric when it comes time. Here I go. Now, it's always a good idea to make as much as you can. So go into your inventory and grab as much of the stuff that you left behind as possible so that you can convert that to fabric. When all else fails and you don't find enough fabric, then this stuff that you have replaced will come in handy. Now in this particular round, I haven't had a lot of good fortune finding as much stuff as I usually do. A lot of times I come out and I come off finding a lot of stuff early, which always helps. This is where map awareness comes in. I was talking about that earlier. If you have good map awareness and you know where you end up, then you could go to those spots and get as much stuff as you possibly can in as little time as possible. Now, I know that by now the helicopter crash has already been looted and it doesn't make sense to go up there, but I'm going to try to work my way up there anyway because I don't have any more hideouts, and going back I don't think it's ever a good idea. These hideouts back here will yield me more pills, extra fabric, but it's only one of each, and it takes a lot of time to run back and forth. I'm going to try to make it out there, and we'll go from there. It looks like I'm lacking in some food, but I'm not worried. I'm getting to a spot where I'm a little familiar with, as I've been here a few times. So again, these trucks, this is not one of the ambulance trucks, but these will always have either weapons parts or grenades or something of the sort. So you always want to take a quick look at those. Now, always keeping your eyes open. It's real important that you keep your eyes open on the map. I can't tell you how many times I run into NPCs simply because I ran around a corner and bam, there they were. I end up dead before I get even started. That'll leave me salty as hell. Now, one of the other bothersome things of playing survival is that there are more people playing with you, and they are looting everything you are looting, and sometimes they get greedy because, of course, that's the name of the game. See these? We found some weapon parts here. Weapons parts are, as the name. Alright, I'm going to take another pill. I don't have any food. I haven't been lucky getting food, but as you can see, there's some guys out there. I'm going to get myself warm. It looks like they're coming this way, so I'm just going to kind of duck right behind here. I don't want to get into a prolonged fight without knowing if these are guys that I can fight this early in the game. Because believe it or not, this is still an early part of the game. And these are reds. They're not very strong, but if you're quiet, you run up on them, and I think I can take this guy out. Yeah, I got him going. There he is. He's gone. It's one down, one to go. Where this other guy went to? There's his buddy way the hell over there. I want him to come out, though. There he is. I was lagging a little bit, but I got him. It's real important that you keep your eyes open. A lot of times you'll think you're finished and the noise attracts other NPCs and you get into a prolonged fight without even wanting one. Now, I'm already starting to feel the cold, so up ahead of me, it looks like I see some fire. I want to get to that fire ASAP. The worst thing you can do is keep exploring when you're cold, because you don't know exactly how far you have to go to the next barrel. So it's always better to start at 100%. Now, I saw a barrel way at the top of these stairs, and usually that's a good indicator it's a good indicator that somebody's been here, because somebody has to like this barrel. And as you can see, the box way at the end there, that tells me for sure somebody's been over here.
Body temperature dropping below normal levels.
Take a quick look and see that. I always come here, and I always know that there's something right there. There's either a bag, sometimes it's soda, sometimes it's water, sometimes it's food, sometimes it's equipment or whatever else, but there's always something. So you gotta check those areas out, make sure that whether it was taken or not. I'm gonna take a quick look at my map, because again, knowing where you're going, you have to know where you're going. While walking around blind is okay, knowing where you're going is real important. And until you get 100% map awareness, you really don't want to go blundering around.
Core temperature is below optimal levels.
Now, once you get a certain weather rating on your clothes, where you're up to about minus 17. 16 is like the minimum number, because once you get into the dark zone, it's never too much colder than negative. It hardly ever gets up to negative 20. So if you could have a resistance of up to negative 16 degrees, then you're right around there. At 16 degrees, you're going to be feeling the cold a lot slower. But obviously, if you can get gear all the way up to negative 20 or negative 19, the highest I've ever gone is negative 21. There's an achievement for getting negative 21. It's the highest I've been. But at negative 21, once you're inside the dark zone, you're almost never going to feel cold, as it never gets that cold in the dark zone. Ultimately, every time I play, it's the dark zone that kills me. And that's what you have to do. The next part, that's the next part of this. Once you, it looks like, well, once you reach up to the dark zone, there's a second part to survival, and I'll get to that once I get there. In the meantime, what's happened now is that I've reached a point where I no longer get pills or fabric. On the map, when you reach a certain... Okay, see, now I'm allowed to make more higher rated clothing, like this neck gaiter, which I'm going to spend fabric and make. This should increase my cold weather rating. In any case, before I leave this hideout, if you notice, there isn't a bag with a pill, and there is no bag, there's no box for fabric. When you reach this point in the map, let's see, relative to the dark zone, when you reach this point in the map, all these hideouts down here, these down here, will always have a pill and a box with one remedy and one fabric. But once you reach this a more advanced spot where I am, that is no longer the case. So what I'm going to do is, I've seen a lot of unconscious players, and unconscious players are lootable, 100% lootable. So what you want to try to do is, you want to try to make it to those as quick as you can, because everybody's going to try to loot them. Everything that I'm carrying, all the blues that I have found, any weapons that I find, they all drop once I decide that I'm dead and I can't continue. Now I have the local infection, I have pills, so I'm going to take another pill, I have some water, I'm going to drink that. I haven't found any food, which is could be problematic. But in the meantime, I have water. Water is a good thing to do, have 100%. Always having 100% water is good because of the vision perk. Having a full vision perk means that you have a better vision, better field of vision, better view, means that you can get more stuff. Now there's certain areas that, because of where they are, you want to always try to stay away from. These are areas that have little barrels or no barrels at all. They're very far apart. They're riddled with dead ends. Any number of things that can severely hamper. See, look, this barrel was hidden way under here. I only saw it because I had drank water. If I hadn't drank water, I could literally pass by here and not see it. So I'm going to take a quick look at my map. The corpse that I'm looking for is right there. I'm going to mark it so that I can continue running without thinking about where I'm going.
Body temperature dropping below normal levels.
So by now, if it was out in the open, I should be able to see whatever it was they dropped, unless it was looted. So I'm getting to the part where the body was, and it doesn't look like there's anything here. It looks like somebody came and looted that, which means that more than likely areas around here will probably have been looted already as well. So I'm going to take a quick look, and it looks like I've got nothing.
Infection imminent.
Nothing here. The box, see that box open, tells me that there's nothing here. I'll take a quick look at my map. It looks like there's another unconscious body close by. I'm going to try to work my way over there. I'm going to try to take another pill. I haven't had a very good run this game. I haven't. Usually I'm able to find a good amount of remedy one after the other, but this has not been the case at this point. I have found a few of them, but as you get closer to the dark zone, things will start to get more difficult to find. So your runs have to be timed. By now, I should be at like -10 cold rating. -10 is a good round number. But it's not the magic number. But at this point, I should be at least -10. It's the progression. Alright, let me take a quick look at my map. The corpse that I'm looking for is up here. We're going to take a quick look at and see if we can find that out. See, when I don't have good fortune finding stuff, one man's blood is another man's poison. So a lot of times I will find somebody else's stuff, and it will make up for the fact that I've had a ban as well. So I'm headed out for this barrel. It looks like somebody's been in this area as well. Over there's a box. It was opened. You can see it open there. Take a quick look at my map again.
Warning. Infection detected.
Now, as you may or may not know, if I can't make my filter then there's no point in going to the dark zone. Without a filter,
Warning. Infection progressing.
without a filter, I've run out completely out of remedy. You can see my life expectancy now is 45 minutes, which is my countdown. I have 45 minutes to get to the dark zone, find my antivirals, make my flare gun, fight the hunter, and I'll get into the hunter later on. Fight him to get into the helicopter and be extracted. Let's see, I'm looking around, and we're gonna check where the helicopter fell. Usually there's the helicopter that dropped, and usually around here there's a whole bunch of crap. But you can see it's been all looted. There's nothing left. Usually if I had drank water, somebody leaves something, I could snag it, but water has been pretty scarce for me this round as well. A lot of thing comes to, again, where you start off, your starting point, and the route you choose. Now, because of the route that I chose, that's pretty much the reason why I have had a kind of sluggish start. Now, usually at this point, when you have this big deficit going on, you want to start thinking about strategy, and your strategy at this point really becomes to beat the clock. You have to beat the clock, and anything that can help you do that is the way you want to go. So at this point, I got to go through multiple levels of tactics that will allow me to beat this clock. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look around. There's a couple of places that I know in the area that are forgotten. I think I may have made a wrong turn, but no worries. I'm going to fight through that. Now I'm looking at my clock there, and since I'm only at -9, there it is, there she blows. Okay, so there's my barrel. Somebody else is left.
Drop in core temperature detected.
Alright, so there's some food. I'm gonna take that. Let's eat that. Oh, I just saw something. It looks like somebody is either fighting or lost the fight. I'm headed over there. Oh, I see. You see what I see? I'm gonna go take them out, because that looks like some treasure that I'm not gonna let somebody else take.
Get the job done. Here it goes. You know what you got. I love to kill pigs. You don't stand a chance.
There's my guy. There's my guy.
You're just wasting my time, asshole.
I'm gonna take everything from here. Alright, I took them out. And look, somebody died here. I'm grabbing all their stuff. 100% lootable. I got all their stuff. I'm gonna go and get some more stuff right here. And that's some all-weather gear now. If I look at my clock, if I look at my weather clock, I need to find somewhere to warm up really fast. I don't want to get into another, what I don't want to do is I don't want to get into another fight or run too far. At this point, I have a full life bar. I have all 3 segments. So there she is. I could have easily run past there, and that's what I was talking about. Map awareness. As you run, you have to keep an eye out on your surroundings, so that because this barrel was off, I could have easily. I got taken out. I didn't notice him. I was talking crap, and didn't notice him coming up on me. It's an LMB guy, and he has got a shotgun. He took me out again. It looks like he's gonna come in for the kill. I'm trying to get some cover, and he took me out. That's how that ends. That's what I was saying about map awareness. You really have to keep an eye out. You never know when the fight is 100% over. So we'll be looking forward to starting this again at some other point. Until then, this is your boy Pappy signing off. I'm going to leave survival. Whoever finds my stuff, good luck to them. We're going to take this time and bounce. Until next time, you guys. Bye-bye.